What's up, everybody? It's Keefy from GhostCultMan.com, and I am honored to be joined by Dr. Monique Williams and Cobe Williams of Cure Violence Now. How are you guys doing? Cure Violence Global. Let me get that correct. But we want to cure violence now. How you doing? Welcome to Riot Fest.
Thank you.
How's your festival been this weekend so far? I know we got some rain today, but otherwise I hope it's been getting the message out and good for you.
So I think we've been doing well. I mean, this is my first day at the festival today, but you can kind of speak to what the last couple of days have been like.
Yes, it's been great to be here at the Riot Fest, and I'm glad Cure Violence Global are here because we've been able to meet a lot of great people out here and really to get our message out there.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the organization. This is, I think, a cause that I'm definitely going to be invested in personally, but let's let our audience know what your cause is all about and why it's important.
Sure. So, I mean, our mission is really in our name, right? Our mission is to cure violence globally, and we do so by working kind of probably against the grain of what the traditional approach to addressing violence is. And so our approach is very much so based in health and understand violence as a health issue, and understanding that if you deploy health approaches and health strategies for violence prevention and intervention, that we can see significantly more reductions in the instances of violence that we see and the prevalence of violence here, in the United States and kind of all over. And so a big part of our mission also is to kind of push that message, right? Shifting this paradigm of understanding that, right, while law enforcement is necessary, our criminal justice system is necessary, it's necessary at a point, but there are multiple things that we can do and should be doing and have proven that we can do that will kind of interrupt that transmission of violence before violence actually happens. And so that's kind of the crux of our message and the foundation of the work that we do as an organization.
That sounds amazing. So I imagine you're not only spreading the word of the mission, but you're also giving lessons and teaching people to facilitate the program, but also hand-to-hand, person-to-person, transformations. That sounds really exciting.
That is exactly what we do. We provide training and technical assistance to federal, state, local municipalities on how to implement this type of strategy. So how to build up this type of infrastructure within their city system to help support the work that they're doing around violence prevention.
That's amazing. I have a background in the nonprofit world also. I talk about that sometimes, and how restorative justice is a big passion of mine. And I grew up in a very rough and tumble area of the Bronx, New York, and no stranger to this. And so many of my friends, unfortunately, fall by the wayside because they could have used a program like this back in the 80s and 90s. So I think you're doing very valuable work. Just in general, what was the thing that inspired you to start this mission? Was it just a personal story? Is it something else?
So to start the mission, I'll say for me personally, to be engaged in this work also comes from what you're saying, right? Like when you come from an area that is plagued by violence and you kind of grow up in these spaces and you learn all of these things and you don't even realize until you're an adult that you have all these trauma responses and ways that you are engaging that probably come from the fact that you grew up in these spaces that weren't very safe. And so for me, it was always important that I wanted to create communities that improve the health and well-being outcomes for young people who grew up in spaces that I grew up in. And so that's where my passion lies, and my family still exists in these places. So it's really critical and important to me. And then I'm going to let Cobe share his story.
Yes, and I think I was happy to hear you say Bronx, New York, because we have several programs in Bronx, New York right now doing this work, replicating our model, and we train them up and still go down there to check in on and all that. But I mean, Cure Violence been around over 20-some years now, and I mean, what inspired me more was I was part of the problem, now I'm part of the solution. So it was great to have a program like this, to be a part of this. When I was growing up, we have these type of programs out here. So we meet people where they are, we're not being judgmental, and we getting to know people, and we help changing their mindset, changing their thinking. So most important, like I say, meeting them where they are is very critical, because a lot of times people judge people, look at them all types of ways, and feel like they can't change. So what we're doing right now, we see people making changes every day in their life. like I say, I was part of the problem, not part of the solution. And I love what we're doing every day to make a difference. Not just in Chicago, all over the world. Because pure violence is a global movement. If we look at violence as a disease, how it keeps spreading to this person, that person, that person, every day. So what we do every day is interrupt this transmission.
Right on. That means a lot to me. I love that message, and just thank you so much. Much love to you both for even investing in my hometown, which is, I was just there, and parts of it, it's weird to see some places that I came up in are gentrifying, and other parts are still very depressed and financially and structurally neglected by the powers that be in New York City still somehow after 40, 50 years of my life. So thank you so much for investing in these communities. And really, I think the key to any good nonprofit work and really reaching people is communication. And I know that's the cornerstone of what you do, Doctor. And, you know, it's just so important to talk to people and approach them in a way that you actually can reach them, because if you're just lecturing at them, it's not going to resonate. It's not going to mean anything to them. But by actually communicating to them, that's how you get the word across. So that's wonderful. I'm so stoked. I can't wait to share this. We're going to link everything in the description for you guys. But, you know, obviously music is all music across every genre is all the complex emotions of life. And so obviously we get rage and we get passion and we get fury, but also people go back, you know, this is a great escape, but we all go back to our regular life after this. And who knows what tomorrow brings. My Uber driver and I were just chatting on the drive over here, and she's from the South Side and a very rough and tumble upbringing. And she was surprised to hear that our stories are very similar across cultural lines, different backgrounds, whatever, but like very similar stories of loss and violence and trouble. So it's a human story, right? We're all, I love that you guys are talking to people person to person. That's the way to do it. Is there anything else we can help promote or share that you guys have going on? Anything else? Your next thing that you might be at promoting? Cure violence?
The only thing I want to add is, then I'll turn it over to Dr. Williams said, we need support. We want people to be able to check out our website, Cure Violence Global, cvg.org. Need support. We want to keep this movement going. We want all the partnership we could get, but we definitely need support because we got to keep doing this important work that is needed out here to change mindsets.
And I think Cobe hit on the most critical part, which is the support, you know, and sometimes support looks like financial support. Hey, donate to us. But also too, just be an advocate, you know, to be an advocate for your own community and for communities who can't advocate for themselves. That there are things that can be done, that should be done to make communities safer. And we are one of the agencies that help support that on a global level. So just carry that message.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. I really appreciate it. What a great start to Riot Fest Day 3. And thank you so much, Cobe and Dr. Williams. I'm Keefy from GhostCodeMan.com. We're out. Peace.